we have not yet learned how to fight. And parents, I'll tell you what we have done. We've made a terrible mistake. We need to get better at this for the next generation. We did a great job, and I'm speaking to myself and my wife. We did a good job in making sure that our children were in all the right places. We made sure they were in youth group, and we made sure they were in prayer meeting. We made sure they were in the services. We made sure that we kept them from music and certain television programs. We did a good job with that. But what we failed to do was to teach them how to fight. We didn't teach them that. So they went to the universities and they got messed up. They moved into their apartments and they got messed up. They went out into the world and leaving our homes and they got messed up. Because even though they were in all the right places, we did not give them the fundamentals of war. The principles of teaching them how to fight. How you can't live this life in your own strength. You must depend upon the strength of the Lord. Because Satan is throwing these wiles of trickery. He is the David Blaine of the spiritual war. When you see him working something in this hand, he distracts you, and here he's working something else over here. He's the master of trickyology. He is the master of craftsmanship. He's the master of deceit. And he has the ability, according to Paul, to go through a metamorphosis. He can transform himself as even an angel of light. But yet the Lord said, soldiers, we stand. Notice he goes on to say about this warfare that we stand in the power of God, we put on the whole armor. He wants us to stand against the wiles or the trickery or the cunning arts of the devil. He says, because we wrestle not, in verse 12, against flesh and blood, but against principalities, against the powers of darkness, rulers of the darkness of this world, against spiritual wickedness in high places. I had a short career of wrestling. Never forget the wrestling workouts. Football coaches love when players go out for wrestling. Never forget the first workout. Wrestling coach said, we're going to run the steps in the school. Everybody ran up and came down. Next. He said, no. We're going to start again. Run up one stair, come back down. Run up two, come back down. Run up three, come back down. Run up four, come back down. Run up five, come back down. Until you get to the fourth flight. Well, naturally starting out, you're not in the shape to be able to do that. He said, you will be doing this before the end of the season. Trust me. Then we run the stairs, and then they had this thing called Bull in the Ring. Bull in the Ring. The heavyweight wrestles the 98-pounder. The heavyweight, you usually can pin him quickly. The heavyweight wrestles the 117-pounder, 112-pound, then you wrestle the 117-pound and 122 pounds, and get up to 145 pounds, you pretty much can get through those guys. And by the time you get to 168 pounder, and 175 pounder, you're usually going to get pinned about that time. The strategy, though, is so that when you learn to wrestle, if you get used to wrestling smaller guys who are faster, it's going to help you in the heavier weights The guys who are faster and lighter, as they wrestle heavier men, it'll make them stronger against the opponents of the same weight class.